Subject-verb agreement is a big screen on the GMAT. It's like first grade stuff, right? This is stuff that we learn early in our lives. Subjects have to agree with verbs in terms of plural or singular. And that's all I mean by agreement. Now, we'll also talk about like verb tenses and stuff, but plural versus singular is a very basic thing. One thing I always like to say is the boy runs, the boys run. And the reason I like to point this out is because a singular noun typically does not have an S on the end, but a singular verb will often have an S on the end. And vice versa for plural verbs, they typically don't have an S, but plural nouns do. It's just a weird thing because typically we think adding an S makes things plural, but for verbs it doesn't. So I just like to paint that picture before you run into it and you're on test day and you freak yourself out. Plural, singular, subject-verb agreement. If you want to hit pause right now and give an attempt at this question up top, go for it. Just look for a subject-verb disagreement and see if you can find one. So the subject-verb disagreement revolves around the have right here. If we read the sentence, the use of automated teller machines, or ATM, which was created in part to enable banks to process customers at a faster rate, this which here is a modifying phrase describing ATM. But when we have the word of, and we'll talk about this in the King of Queens rule, the word that comes before of is the main subject. So the sentence is literally the use has expanded beyond banks to other retail locations and has become. Because it has expanded, it has become. But a lot of people won't pick up on this subject-verb disagreement because we've also brought in ATM machines, and we're talking about those back here. And so we have plural nouns. We also have customers, which is plural. We have banks, which is plural. So there's a lot of plural language being thrown around, and that can mess with your ear and make you think that you could have a plural verb in the back half here. So you really need to focus in on what is my exact noun that relates to my verbs and where are those verbs. Get rid of the filler. So or ATM is just modifying automated teller machine. It's just restating it, which was created in part to enable banks to process customers at a faster rate. This is a modifying phrase. So look out for modifiers that come in between your subject and your verb because those modifiers are meant to throw your ear off. Also look out for the King of Queens rule, which we just said, if you have the word of, the word that comes before it or precedes it is your main subject.